Welcome to Day and Night Prime Debate. The need for radical reforms in the medical education system has been felt for some time now, but the arrest of MCI chairman Ketan Desai on charges of massive corruption has brought the urgent need for reforms to the center stage. A new regulatory body and a new entrance system is being mulled, which will go a long distance in revamping the present structure. The medical education system in India needs an overhaul to suit the changing needs of the time. Consequently, certain steps are being taken that will help improve the quality of the medical education and an equitable distribution of the available medical education resources.
The April 23rd arrest of MCI chairman Dr. Ketan Desai brought to fore the rampant corruption in the 56-year-old regulating authority. The events that unfolded thereafter brought the urgent need for reforms in the medical education system to the center stage. Consequently, a new regulatory mechanism was mulled upon. The Prime Minister announced recently that legislation could be brought in for the proposed National Council for Human Resources in Health. The objective is to evolve a trustworthy, highly professional and inclusive medical education and delivery system that will take care of the health needs of all sections of people without any discrimination. Apart from the regulatory body, a common entrance exam for all medical colleges, public or private, for both undergraduate and postgraduate courses could soon be in place. At present, a student wanting to study medicine has to appear for 10 to 15 examinations, which can be highly stressful for both the student and his family. A common entrance exam will allow a student to give his or her best shot in one go. However, there has been some resistance to the move from various states which are happy with the current system of separate entrance exams. Overall, these developments should be seen as a historic opportunity to improve the standards of medical education, which in turn will lead to ensuring an effective and enduring medical delivery system.
To discuss more on this, we are joined in our studios by Professor Raj Bahadur, Director Principal, Government Medical College and Hospital, Chandigarh, Colonel Gurbir Singh Sandhu, President, National Dental College, Derabasi, Dr. A.S. Sekhon, Dean, Gyan Sagar Institutes and Medical College, Rajpura, and Dr. Zora Singh, Chairman, Desh Bhagat Dental College, Muksar, and President, Indian Medical Association, Chandigarh. Professor Raj Bahadur, as of now, the students have to appear in almost 15 to 17 different examinations to seek an entry into a medical college. And now the MCI has decided or has proposed that there will be a single entrance test, and even the Health Ministry seems to have given a nod. Now, as the principal of the Chandigarh Medical College, what is your take? Do you support the proposal of the MCI?
Mr. Sandhu, the issue is very important in the sense that if you go back to the history of the medical system here in this country, we were proposing that we should have an Indian medical system like Indian Administrative Services. But that was our initial demand, and we have initially IMS. Unfortunately, that couldn't continue. I don't know why. It is on the same wavelength that if we have a entry to the doctors in service at the one level, as a one service, why can't we have a system where all the students from whole of the country, they are appearing in a one entry exam and a one exit exam? That would certainly standardize.
It will be a huge effort. I think almost 30 to 35,000 students.
Might be. If you look into the number of IAS appearing for the IAS 150 seats, it is a mammoth number. So if we have so many medical colleges, okay, but if we have a transparent system of examining these students, I think the tremendous corruption of the various my counterparts in the private setup, if there are 300 medical colleges, there are around 100 medical colleges in the government setup and 200 medical colleges in the private setup. I am not sure that what is the criteria of selection of the students in the private. I am sure about what is happening in our
Right, but Professor Raj Bahadur, what happens, if there is just one exam, a student misses the exam because sickness or some other exigency, what happens? He then loses out full 1 year.
But it's okay. Like, this would be how many candidates out of the 30,000 students? How many you think that would be missing because of the illness on a particular day? It will be very, very insignificant, and that should not make a difference for a radical change which the government of India is trying to bring in this.
Right, Colonel Sandhu, now you of course represent a dental college, and I don't think the dental colleges as of now are exactly covered by the MCI proposal, because you have a separate
Sir, we have a Dental Council of India.
Yes.
And for all the institutions, Supreme Court has issued a order, or a Supreme Court act order has come, directives,
yes,
in the form of this booklet. This is known as Supreme Court Education Institution Cases. Now TMA Pai judgment came. It is a judgment by 11 judges. What Dr. Raj Bahadur says, this is covered by the judgment. They say the states can follow the central test, or they should conduct their own test. The Supreme Court has clearly said that the colleges in particular states were issued a essentiality certificate based on the requirement of that area. Now if you take a test, all India test, people from Delhi will come to Derabasi, and Derabasi people will go to Lahore.
What exactly does the Supreme Court judgment say?
It exactly says, it has laid down that right to establish and administrative education institution comprises of the following: admit students, set up reasonable fee structure, constitute a governing body, appoint staff and take disciplinary action where required. These are the four.
So they can conduct their own test.
And this is being done throughout.
But Colonel Sandhu, that is why the present mess perhaps, no?
No. This mess has taken place only in MCI, that is where the top man was corrupt. Now as far as dental is concerned, there are 400 dental colleges in the country, which comprises of student to be admitted is 25,000. Each colleges have 60 to 100 seats per year. Now for 400 it comes to almost 26,000. And for medical college there are 600 medical colleges, and the admission is 30,000. Where will you bring centrally 50,000 students every year for admission? You, I think, leave it to the colleges to admit.
But Sandhu, that is already happening. For example, even for the CAT exam, you have almost about, I think, nearly 2 lakh students appearing.
I am only administrating for unaided colleges. The admission should be unaided, where government is giving nothing.
Right. Now, Dr. Sekhon, you've been the principal of a medical college. What is your take on? Do you agree with what Colonel Sandhu is saying?
See, I have been on the both sides of the coin. I have been in a government service, I have been in a private service. As professional, I would say yes, the one common test is very good. Having said that, you are taking away the right of the institutions, you are taking away the right of the states, you are taking away the rights of the area by having one test at one center. You can have a test at one center, you can have one test, but then the admission process should be left to the colleges by themselves. You give them the merit of their area, and the colleges should be the final authority.
But Sekho, that is where the Dr. Sekho, that is where the whole problem comes.
See, the problem doesn't come if you have given them the merit, or if the colleges have already taken their test. See, unfortunately, in our system, there is a Supreme Court judgment. In this system, there are states where having their own individual examinations for the institute.
I think medical education is a state subject.
Yes.
Yes. And a state like Punjab, where we have a Medical Education Act. So the whole country is not following one particular system. Either you follow one particular system, or it is impossible to follow one particular system, because it's a state subject. The doctors, the health is a state requirement. So how can you have a centralized system where you have to take the concurrence of the states?
Well, that's a little complicated issue. Dr. Zohra Singh, what is your take on this? Because suppose you are the president of a dental college, and the dental colleges as of now are not really covered. But once this process, if it is accepted, I'm sure even in the dental colleges admissions, the same system will come about.
So you see, Mr. Sandhu, when we take the comparison of 17 examinations, in place of those 17 examinations, if it is one examination, that's always best. That will save the stress of the students, the multiplicity of the tests that will be saved, and the tension of the parents will also be saved. But as Colonel Sandhu has said, that these tests should be for the government institutes only. They shouldn't be applicable on the private institutes, as there is a Supreme Court order. It's a very specific Supreme Court order.
But how do you streamline the admissions to the private colleges then?
You see, there will be one entrance examination which is governing all the admissions of the government system, government colleges, government medical colleges and government dental colleges. When the private institutes, they haven't been given the right by the Supreme Court that they can admit their students on their own, they should be given, this right should not be encroached upon.
Right, Professor Raj Bahadur, I think you
I
don't
think
seem to agree. I can,
both,
you're itching to say something.
both my friends, they have given a very interesting thoughts, in the sense that they being a medical people, they must be knowing that the human body is only one. The medical education pertaining to that is also the same which we have at different places. So talking about state of Tamil Nadu and talking about the state of Himachal Pradesh and talking about the state of Punjab, each person has to understand the same anatomy, same physiology. I'm coming to, please listen.
It is not the question of understanding, it is the question where he serves.
Please listen to me. I am concerned that the person who is trained as a doctor in this country should have a equal standard as far as his medical knowledge is concerned. The person who is in Himachal Pradesh and the person who is in Delhi, whether is poor or rich, the systems they are same and they require the same level of service in terms of the medical acumen by a doctor. So he has to pass through a same entry exam. He should have a structured training program throughout the country is the same. And why saying that a person is in the private and the person is in the government setup, I think that is what it is vitiating the training program.
Professor Raj Bahadur, the only problem is that a lot of students from the home states could perhaps feel left out. I think that's one of the fears of the states.
I am for that purpose, because I am one who has served in the central health services. I did my MBBS at Shimla, post-graduation at Banaras, senior residency at PGI. Then I served at.
So how do you take care of this?
No, I did my assistant professorship at Pondicherry, and then I came to the central services. Now I am this, and given a chance or a destiny, I would love to go to any place in the country. If that is the situation, I think I am rich. I am rich in experience because I have served at different places. I have gone to this Tamil Nadu, which was probably for any North Indian would be the most difficult as far as the food is concerned, as far as the language is concerned. But that has given me insight of the country, insight of the disease pattern of that region, and made me rich as far as a doctor.
Dr. Sekhon, would you like to react to that? We're just going to a break after this.
Dr. Raj Bahadur is one of the very eminent persons who had been the opportunity of serving the premier institute.